I started coaching at the University of Hawaii, where this was a tradition. And I haven't seen that many Samoan people in my life since I worked in Hawaii. And it was so much fun. I just kept thinking back to Hawaii and how friendly the Samoans and the Hawaiian people were. And that was such a great touch at the end of our game for all of Peyton's family to come in and thank you and do that. It was just a great fitting ending to three special young men. And it was just a great basketball game that we had to play to beat Notre Dame. So very excited to win a Big East championship with Georgetown. And now we got to go to New York and see if we can win that one as well.
Was this one of the more efficient offensive games for you, at least in the first half?
Well, I think we did a very good job with attacking zone, attacking man, attacking break, and working inside, working outside. And by and large, we played really good defense in the first half. And in the second half, we got beat backdoor a few times, but we still made some big plays.
Rick, was it only fitting that two of the three guys that you guys honored tonight be the ones who led you in this game?
Yeah, it really was a storybook ending for the two guys here. You know, you always love to see it. You hope it's possible for the families to come all that way and drive in a car from Seattle and see Peyton play that well and Gorky play that well is awesome. You know, Gorky's dad never watched a basketball game, and he keeps calling Gorky now and saying, "What time do you play? What time do you play?" All through, you know, he never ever watched them play, and now he doesn't miss a game. So it's very exciting for everybody involved. Three really special young men. I thought Mike did a good job in the timeout situations. He went to 2 or 3 plays that really did work. So he did a good job tonight as well.
You talked about how you play the regular season to get for seeding, positioning in the postseason, and then that's really what matters. Now that you're finished with the regular season, how happy are you with Philadelphia?
Well, I'm happy because we didn't really have a bad game. You know, against Villanova, we did miss some free throws, but we really didn't play a bad game all year. You know, we were one of the more consistent basketball teams I've coached. So we're very excited. We're doing a lot of good things, and now we got to go to New York and try to win a very important tournament because it's the last year for the Big East. We'll never see a conference like this ever again.
What about the way Jang has played the last few weeks, and how much does that help you guys?
Well, he's getting better, you can see. First you see him get better with his mid-range shot, and then he adds the ball fake to his mid-range shot. So he keeps adding, and that's why I think the pros are going to get such a good basketball player, because he's really just scratching the surface of how good he can be. Very good passer. He does a lot of really good things, but if you give him a move, he learns in a very short period of time. He's an extremely bright young man, as well as being somebody improving all his skills.
Do you feel like the team as a whole is also kind of getting better, especially with the way Luke is playing?
Yeah, I think we're getting great contributions out of a lot of people. Luke, Kevin Ware, I think's playing terrific, doing some great things for us.
With Kevin, is it just since the move, is he more confident, or it seems like?
Well, we're playing him a lot of point guard in practice, and I think he's getting so many more chances to run pick and rolls and doing things like that. And I think the next step for him will become a better passer off the pick and rolls. But he's improving, and everybody's really getting better. And Notre Dame's a very difficult team to play against. So exciting victory for us.
Coach Bray was talking about how your guards guarded his guards just so much that they couldn't do anything.
Well, we saw what happened last game, and we really did play a very good offensive game last time against them, played very good defense for a long period of time, and then all of a sudden they made some shots that are very difficult, and we lost the game. So, you know, I think you learn your lesson about how good their guards are. They have one of the more underrated backcourts in the nation, and we knew that, and we had to play defense that way as if they wanted better backcourts in the nation.
I was just wondering if you wanted to say that your defense begins with your guard guys, you know.
I think the defense starts in the beginning with great conditioning. And then I think it starts with great ball pressure. And then I think if you don't know the other team's offense, like you could see a few times we got beat backdoor. And that shouldn't happen, and you can see the mishaps of when you do play great pressure. But our guys have been relentless. They apply great pressure. They go after the basketball, and they do a lot of really good things at the defensive end. So there's a lot of factors that go into it, and focus is a main factor.
So when you play new teams that you haven't seen in the tournament, go across the country and play somebody you haven't seen, having that kind of a pressure defense is.
Well, it depends. It depends who you play. It's all about match. Some teams could handle pressure very well. That's what makes March Madness so much fun. It's all about matchups. And this is one year. Look, let's face it. We're a very consistent, hardworking basketball team that plays good defense every night. But there's nobody in this country that any of you can say like in other years. I can see 3 or 4 teams running it. I could really see 4 Cinderellas being there. I can see a 1 seed lose to a 16. Florida Gulf Coast beat Miami early in the year, and they just go into the tournament. So anybody could beat anybody this year. I was kidding with Paul before the game. If you all do, we're not allowed to do it. But when you pick up your brackets, take your 3, 4, 5-year-old child, have them point to a team. You'll have a better chance of winning than you will. Because I really think this is a very unusual year. Nothing like I've seen since I've been a coach for a long, long time.
That said, is your team as prepared as any to face whatever kind of matchup might come against you? I mean, nobody really scares you. No matchup scares you out there.
I respect everybody. We could lose to anybody. But I think this is a team that is very consistent. They've gotten better offensively as the year has gone on. And I think they're doing a lot of good things. That being said, I know we're not better than about 25 teams in this country. So I know that, but we can beat all 25. I know that as well. So that's what's going to make it so much fun.
When you said 7,
But is your team playing as confident as they have all year, you think, that right now?
Well, look, we made it a goal. Goals are only great for a team, for a person, when they are attainable through excellence. If your goals are too high and they're unrealistic and they're not attainable, then they're not goals. They're dreams. So we made a very attainable goal. It was possible, not overly probable, because you had to win on the road to win 7 games. And we did it. We did it. So you got to give the guys so much credit because they set a goal, they attained it through excellence. And that's what you have to say. 7 games is not easy in this conference.
what would you think happened when you said that? When you said that, you looked at the schedule ahead. What were you thinking was probable to come out of the 7-game stretch?
I didn't think that way. All I think about is winning. I don't think about losing. If we go play ping pong now, I don't say, let me take it easy on Ken, he's a nice guy. I don't do that. I try to beat your ass in ping pong. So we try to win at everything we do, and then when we lose, we congratulate you, we respect, we move on, and that's the way we do it. So we don't think about losing. It doesn't cross our minds. We know when we do lose, why we lose, we study why we lost, and we get on to the next game.
What does any good regular season on a roll like this do for you heading into the postseason?
I just think you have a confident ball club that's not going to embrace it, not going to be overconfident. We realize we can go to New York and lose to anybody. But we really want to win. I'm a big tournament guy because the more preparation chances you get to play against different styles mentally, the physical part doesn't bother me. We could play 6 games in a row. We're not going to get out of shape because of TV timeouts. But the mental preparation is so great for a team to see all these different things that's why I've always put so much emphasis on conference tournaments at the end of the year. So, we're going in with a high. We're going in with everybody feeling good about themselves, and we have a lot of character. So, it's not easy to win a Big East championship, and I congratulate Georgetown for a job well done in the way they played all year. And Marquette, did they win today? So Marquette did a phenomenal job as well. 2 coaches that I admire very much, and John Thompson III, JT III, and Buzz, and they did a fabulous job this year. All 3 of us really played great basketball, and Syracuse is in a little bit of a bad run right now. They could get hot and win the tournament. So could Providence. Providence went into Connecticut and lost in overtime. They're one of the hot teams. Villanova's one of the hot teams. It's going to be special. The Big East tournament, the last one, is going to be special. I know I'm real sad about it breaking up, but that's life.
Coach, when you talk about not having a bad game, how many years, you don't see that very often, where you don't have a bad game in your entire season?
No, you don't. I haven't had too many teams I could say that about. Probably 96, 97 I could say that about. I just think they realize what they can't do, and they take good shots. You know, last year we were more of a spot-up shooting team, but I think Luke Hancock, there's a number of reasons why we're getting, but Luke Hancock finally gets healthy. Kevin Ware finally gets comfortable. Gorky Zhang keeps improving. Montrezl Harrell's getting better. You know, so there's so many reasons why. Our bench right now, Stephen Van Treese, gives us great defensive minutes. We're making free throws. We're not turning, although we turned it over a little bit too much tonight, we haven't turned it over that much this year, which we did last year. So a lot of good things are happening.
Did you see Peyton there at the end once his family got finished with him with all the necklaces?
I just think it's so cool. I mean, it's really a cool night. I've been involved in, you know, a lot of senior nights, a lot of very special ones. I couldn't even I had a story all made up to talk about Peyton, a cute story, and I couldn't tell it because when I started mentioning his name, I got very emotional because it's been so much fun coaching a person that never has a bad day. And just think about that. I mean, we all do. Sometimes you just don't feel right, and you come to work and you're not upbeat. Never one time. And I didn't just always pat him on the back and tell him what a great kid he was. You know, I got after his ass quite often. But never one time would he come to work with nothing but a great attitude. I just never have seen the likes of it in my lifetime. So whatever he goes on to, some pro teams are going to get a young man that's very, very special. And what they're going to realize is they're getting more than just a basketball player. If you want somebody, and if the Houston Rockets want somebody to do 50 hours of visiting people as well as playing basketball or something like that, he'll do whatever. Kenny Klein has asked this young man, he just beat him to death with doing things. And he never says, no, I can't, Kenny, I'm doing something. Just says, yes, whatever you want me to do. Any kid wants me to sign it, whatever. You don't see it too often. We're all witnessing something that we'll probably never see again. We'll see great point guards, and we're bringing in one next year. Bringing actually quite a few, but we'll never see the likes of that young man ever again. I know I've only had two in my lifetime. A lot of great kids, but none like the two I've experienced.
What do you think of pro potential?
I think he's going to be an excellent pro. An excellent pro. He really worked hard on his shooting. He's very fast, good defensive player. He's the type of guy I think will stay around on a team for a long time because every coach in the pros is going to want a Peyton Seaver on his team, somebody who, behind closed doors, will never do anything but pump up the organization. And when you put him in the game, he's going to play with great fire. He's going to play his ass off on defense. He's going to pay attention. So I think he's going to be a very good pro, very solid at all phases of the game. He needed to improve his shooting. What did he do? He went out and worked on it, and he has.
And with his three-point shooting tonight, how do you think that carries into the biggest tournament?
Well, I think it's another weapon with Luke and Peyton. You know, Russ is a great scorer, but Russ is not a three-point shooter. So when you get Peyton shooting it really, really well, you know, Gorky asked me tonight if he could shoot a three, and I said to him, I said, yeah, we'll run it at the end of the game, okay, if we're up. So fortunately, I got him out before he did it.
Anything else for Coach?
Thank you.